Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it, yo. My bro just came from Dubai, now he wants 4 wives, man, I told him that's madness. Money with the bro, do practice, make sure you keep it all together, elastic.
Stretch it, make sure the money do. Oh my God. Yo, shout out to JB Schofield, man, on the intro. Yo, go listen to that on iTunes. JB Schofield, the song. The hottest dude in the UK right now, man. I hit him up on Twitter. I was like, yo, I'm about to use this song for the intro to our podcast, man. And with that said, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy E, 1/3 of the High Press Podcast. And I'm here with my cousin Bijan, aka Young Turkish, the Turkish Bacon. What's going on, sir?
What's good? What's going on? What's up, High Press Nation? Ready to talk some footy.
What up, man?
What's going on?
Yes, a lot is going on today. We're gonna do the same thing we did last week. We're actually gonna record 2 shows, and we're gonna put one out immediately, and then we're gonna save the other one for a little bit later in the week, just to keep the content flowing for y'all. But yeah, man, there's definitely a lot going on right now. High Press Podcast, episode number 10. You know what I'm saying? Bijan, how you doing, bro? What's going on? What's new in life?
Not much. Life is great, actually. That's nothing new. Life's been great.
I mean, you don't gotta
join
fucking
the Shah, summertime Shah. Can't beat the summertime Shah.
Summertime Shy on Lakeshore Drive.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Speaking of summertime Shy, I'm about to be in Shy in 2 weeks. We're gonna record a podcast in the same room together for the first time, so that's gonna be dope.
Let's go. And
Yeah.
shout out to the Gold Cup finals as well.
Yes. Shout out to G, my cousin's wife. She secured us some tickets for the Gold Cup final over there in Chicago in Soldier Field. So I'm taking that flight out. I'm gonna go chill with Bijan, and we're gonna get really high and go watch some soccer. Hopefully the US is in that shit too, because I'll be a little mad.
That'd be great.
But,
ideally, it would be USA versus Mexico.
Oh my God,
the
that'd be
atmosphere
awesome.
here would be insane for that.
What? That shit would be so lit, and we'd be right there too, man. So, yeah. Once again, shout out to G, man. Word up. But yeah, yo, so we here, episode 10, High Press Podcast. A lot's been going on. We're gonna start off with some transfer rumors right now. We did this, I believe, on episode 7 or episode 8. So we're gonna give some updates and all of that shit. A lot has happened in the past week though. Let's see what the first one I got. Actually, so the biggest transfer that I got on the whole thing is João Felix, the Portuguese phenom from Benfica, is going to Atletico Madrid for $125 million.
Yes. Woo. Big money there.
Bro, that shit is fucking ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, it's interesting that he went. I mean, I think it's a great place for him. I think he'll do great there. Atletico's a great team, great coach. He had a lot of shooters. I did not see that one coming, honestly.
Right, yeah. Like he was linked with a lot of places, and Atletico Madrid was not one of them.
Yeah. Kudos to them. They got a very hot young prospect, and I think he's going to be a great player.
So have you seen him like play a lot? I haven't seen him play too
Not
much.
a lot.
I've mostly seen highlights and
of
shit.
him. Yeah, only highlights of him, but obviously he's very praised. Benfica pumps out good talent as well. They have a great pedigree of players that have come through Benfica that have taken the next step, and I think the La Liga is a good league for him. It's a good next step from
right from the Portuguese league, exactly, yeah. And it's a step that a lot of young Portuguese players have actually made before. What do you think about the price though? $125 million. I mean, granted, it is a crazy transfer market, but Jesus Christ, bro.
I mean, he's 19 years old. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, I think that's way too much, but
that price tag is going to be hard for him to live up to, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess no player can really live up to it's tough. I mean, $125 million. What does he got to even do to
right? Yeah, right.
Like what would be that? A Champions League, would that be worth it? Or a La Liga title, is that good enough?
He has to shit gold pellets, nigga. That's what he has to do to live up to 125 million valuation. But I mean, Atleti, apparently Simeone liked him. Jax, I'm gonna kill you with this ball, man. My dog loves these little squeaky ball toys, and he only plays with them shits right when we're recording a podcast. This fucking guy, man.
Does.
Of course he does, right? Nigga's a dickhead. But yeah, I mean, so apparently they say Diego Simeone really likes him. He's gonna be the new like focal point of their offense, especially since it seems like Antonio Griezmann is on the way out. Is he? Is he not? I guess we might as well transfer into Antonio Griezmann. According to reports, it says, he's been linked with Barcelona for how long now? Like 2 transfer windows?
Yeah, wow.
And supposedly it says that Barcelona have now backed off of buying Griezmann because they're in the hopes of actually getting back Neymar. So first, let's talk about Antoine Griezmann. What happens if he doesn't get bought by Barcelona? What other potential suitors are out there for him that will pay that price tag?
I mean, it should be a lot. He's one of the top players in the world. Can bring anything to any team. So I would imagine there'd be some suitors out there.
His price tag, it was like $100 million, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's probably I think that's what they want for him. But I mean, he should have suitors. I would only imagine that he doesn't, because he's just been so openly. It's just been such an obvious thing about him in Barcelona.
Right. So it could be like a case where other teams haven't even reached out because they didn't even think that they were an option. But now, obviously, it looks like he might end up be staying at Atletico. And now, if he stays there, I think that's actually good for him.
Yeah, because they just got Joao Felix.
They just got Joao Felix, right? They did lose a lot of players, though. And like a lot of people were saying, oh, well, now they have to sell Griezmann. Not necessarily. They sold about 4 or 5 players already, from their team. And they got pretty good, substantial funds from those transfers. A couple of them were free, I think, too. But, it's not like Atleti doesn't have money,
I have also been hearing, though, PSG is a interesting one for Griezmann.
PSG, right? So yeah, that would, I guess, that would be predicated on them selling Neymar back to Barcelona.
Exactly.
So let's get to that rumor too. Everybody says, you know what? It's getting close.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, the thing about this Barcelona thing and Neymar is there's so many conflicting sources. Like, you have some really respected journalists in Barcelona camp saying it's happening, some saying it's not happening. Like, so I think that also speaks to the core dilemma going on in Barcelona right now amongst, like, the decision makers up there.
Right. Everybody's fighting, between each other and shit. Shout out to the city ambulance, the customary ambulance that goes on during every High Press podcast episode.
Chicago downtown for you.
Yeah, downtown. I mean, it happens over here too in Queens. I live right on Main Street, right by the highway, man. So, shit happens, man. We live in wild cities. Word up, man. Oh, wow. But so yeah, with Griezmann, they say he might be able to go to PSG if Neymar goes to Barcelona. Now, the thing with Neymar and Barcelona, it's not just, a money thing. PSG are going to be looking to get players back in that deal. Supposedly, reports are, right, once again, conflicting reports depending on who you talk to. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, transfer windows are fucking batshit crazy, because anybody can say anything, and a broke clock is right twice a day. You feel me? Like, You know what I'm saying? But supposedly, on the table of being swapped with Neymar plus cash is Coutinho, Dembele, Umtiti, and Ivan Rakitic.
Yeah.
So basically, PSG would have their pick of one of those four players, and then whoever they pick, Barcelona would throw money on top of that in order to get Neymar back.
But the thing is, like, is Neymar really going to go back to Barcelona? I thought he burned that bridge.
I thought he burned that bridge too, but apparently not.
But apparently Messi wants him back, and that's the only bridge you don't have to burn at Barcelona.
Interesting.
And that's maybe why they're going cold on Griezmann.
Right, because maybe he said, you know what, I've never played with Griezmann. I'm not sure about him. We kind of play the same position. Get Neymar, stick him out on the wing, and I'll play off him.
Yeah, but like
right, because Griezmann plays centrally just like Messi. Neymar is kind of better on the wing, so it is a better fit for Barcelona.
Yeah, Neymar is definitely better on the wing. I think Griezmann can also play the wing.
Of course he can. He's a world-class fucking player. He could play anywhere. He could probably play center back and still, you know what I'm saying, do a decent job. Like, he's small, but you know what I'm saying.
But like, the thing is, I don't know if Neymar's a great choice right now for Barcelona. I personally wouldn't want Neymar, but
why?
I think he's injured. I think he gets injured a lot. This injury that he just had for Brazil that he's missing Copa America for, that's a reoccurring injury. That's like the second or third time he's injured that.
Right. His it's his foot, right?
Yeah, the metatarsal, or however the fuck you pronounce that. That's his second or third injury on that particular one. So, I mean, and his play style, that's what his play style is. He's a diva. He brings drama, as we'll get to, but like, I don't know. And he's going to cost a lot of fucking money.
He is going to cost a lot of money, but a lot of people are saying Camp Nou has actually had trouble filling up the building recently. Reports are attendance numbers are down. One thing Neymar does is help with attendance, and he definitely sells jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, like, you say he costs a lot of money, but the money that he brings back, like, that's the reason why he went over to PSG, because they're like, yeah, we'll pay the $200 million because we're gonna get that back right now. We just signed a deal with fucking Jordan, like, you know what I'm saying? Strictly because of Neymar. So yeah, so that'll definitely be interesting. Also, people are saying that Real Madrid is not completely off the table as well. So
that'd be interesting.
Who knows? But like we said, we mentioned that last week, but now it's kind of coming to fruition. So let's see what happens within the next couple of months. Next couple of weeks, should I say? Speaking of Real Madrid, they've spent about $300 million this transfer window.
Yeah, they weren't lying. They were not lying about what they said they were going to do.
They did tell Zidane, we'll get whoever you want, and it's looking like that's exactly what happened.
Yep, they got Hazard, which is brilliant, obviously. Jovic, Militao, and Mendy, just for starters.
And they also got the 18-year-old Brazilian Rodrigo from Santos, who people are coining as, the next Brazilian, you know what I'm saying, kind of guy. Like, in interviews, he says that he plays like Neymar and like, Ronaldinho and shit. And Real, they usually have pretty good success when they sign Brazilian guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think they'll be all right. But yeah, they spent $100 million plus add-ons on Hazard. Luka Jovic cost them 60. Militao cost them 50. Mendy cost them 48 plus add-ons, and Rodrigo cost another $40 million. And supposedly, they're not even done yet. No. Like I just said, they're still in on Neymar.
Yeah, they might be Neymar. They might be in for Pogba. They're adding something big, bro. There's something big is coming from Real Madrid. Eriksen might be coming. If they don't get Pogba, they'll probably get Eriksen.
Right.
Or maybe someone else. I don't know, but they're going for a big signing again.
And you see him, and you know what? Lionel Messi probably sees that, and he's like, "Yo, wait, they're loading up real quick. If we don't bring in them saying somebody else, you know, this could be a problem."
They're loading up, dude.
Yeah.
They're about to load up. They're probably gonna get. I can see them at. They're definitely getting a center midfielder, and that's probably their sights are probably on Pogba or Ericsson, and then who's what else do they need? Like, I don't know, probably a few more, but there's
one or two center back maybe, you know what I'm saying? They you know, they actually, well, no, they signed the dude from Porto, Militao. I think he's a center back, and Ferland Mendy plays what? He plays left back, right?
Yeah, Ferland Mendy's gonna be their left back. He's gonna
be
dirty.
Really Matter of fact, yo, I was actually reading about him. So apparently he's a PSG academy kid. He started off as like a forward and as a left winger, and he said that, you know, he was always had dribbling skills and all of that shit. Supposedly he developed like a rare form of arthritis on his hips, and like he was in a wheelchair and shit when he was like 14 years old. So he had to like stop playing football. This nigga rehabbed for like 6-7 months, and then he built himself back up. He started in like the amateur leagues in France. Then he went to I forgot the club. It's like a third division or second division club. And then he got bought, you know what I'm saying, by Lyon. Showed out in Lyon, and now he's at fucking Real Madrid. Shout out to Ferland Mendy, bro. He deserves it.
Shout out, yeah. Oof, that's impressive.
Bro, you in a wheelchair when you're 16? The doctors was like, yo, they don't even know if he's going to be able to walk again because it's like a degenerative disease. He beat that shit. Like, those are the stories that I love hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Shit, crazy, man. That boy's good. So you're going to be seeing him bombing down that left back at Real Madrid.
Militao's a right back.
Militao, right back. So that's okay. All right, I can see that too. I mean, Real Madrid got so many fullbacks. They have like 4 of them on loan. They got Hakimi on loan at Dortmund. They got like another 2 on loan in the Spanish league. Real Madrid is just crazy. I think you're right. I think Barcelona might be in trouble if they don't do something quick. Another team that's splashing cash is Man City. Supposedly they're going to trigger Rodri's $78 million release clause, and it's been reported that they put in $100+ million bid for Koulibaly.
Damn, that's insane.
Now I know all about Koulibaly. We actually talked about him last show, but the other dude, Rodri. I see fucking DirecTV canceled being sports. I have the ESPN Plus, but they don't really show La Liga games. They show Serie A on there. So this year I've been watching a lot of Premier League, a lot of Bundesliga because I got Fox Sports, and then a lot of Serie A because I got the ESPN Plus. So I haven't even been able really to watch the Spanish league. Who is this Rodri dude?
Yeah, Rodri. I haven't really watched him either. So he's like a surprise, bro. This Rodri dude. He fucking he plays for Atletico though. So he's a beastly player.
I mean, that $78 million release clause ain't nothing.
He's young. He's young, so that's why the release clause was in there when Atleti bought him. Yeah. But I don't think Atleti. That's probably why Atleti was loading up on Joao Felix.
Right, because they're like, fuck it, we're gonna sell Rodri, so we might as well bring in Felix right now. We'll get 3/4 of the money for the transfer and just pay for the other.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that City didn't just go for Joao Felix themselves. But maybe they did. I don't know.
Maybe they did. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he preferred to go to the Spanish league. And I'm saying Portuguese is closer to Spanish than English is. He would have had to learn a new language, and you know what I'm saying. And he is kind of a small guy too, so you never know. But let's see what happens with City, because supposedly they said that they went out for Koulibaly just because they didn't want Man United to get him, so they doing some hate and block shit.
Yeah, I don't I mean, Koulibaly, I don't know why he would. I don't know why he would want to go to United. That's for sure.
Nobody wants to go to United. Like, that shit is a dumpster fire right now.
That'd be a step down for him.
Would it though?
Yeah, I think Napoli. I think Napoli in the Champions
Manchester
League.
United? Yeah, I mean, so okay, maybe form wise right now, but club wise, there's no question that Manchester United is a bigger club.
I mean, they're definitely a bigger club than Napoli. But
yeah.
Right now, though,
it's a bad time.
He's not. I don't think he's about that shit. He wants to fucking play in the Champions League and play where it means something.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna get that at United.
Speaking of Napoli, they're linked with James Rodriguez now. Where'd that shit come from?
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere. I think it's looking like it's a done deal, pretty much too.
Word? Did they say how much?
I think it's a 10 million. It's a loan. It's a loan with an option to buy.
So basically the same shit that they did with Bayern.
Same exact shit.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
So the loan I think is worth $10 million, and then the buy is like 30 million or 20 million or some shit like that.
I mean, for James Rodriguez, that's a steal, no?
Steal.
That's basically a free transfer. Like,
it's crazy that no one really wants James. Like, that's kind of odd.
It is wild. Matter of fact, speaking of James, we're actually doing the podcast while watching the Colombia versus Qatar game. It's 0-0 in the 77th minute right now. Shout out to Qatar, man. We'll talk about that later. But so you guys, let me see what else I got on here. Oh, you know what I got? Supposedly Andre Gomez is coming to Merseyside, baby. We got him. $22 million. Locked him up. You know what I'm saying? I needed that. Andre Gomez was great for Everton last year.
Yeah, Everton needed that. If they're gonna take that next step, they need to do something like that. And obviously, Barcelona is not taking him back. So that's great signing by Everton right there.
Supposedly they paid.
Money.
Yeah, supposedly they paid 30. I think they paid 35 million euros, and now we're getting them for like 22.
So there you go, 22 million for a very good center midfielder for them.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
They need that, somebody to possess the ball, keep it calm. He's young. He's 25. Like, dude's got some. He's probably entering his prime, like right now.
Yeah.
If he stays healthy, I think Everton got themselves a really good player.
Have you heard about the rumors that Lucas Torreira wants to go to AC Milan?
Yeah, that's weird. I think that's kind of bullshit.
Like, he just got to Arsenal.
Yeah, and AC Milan is definitely, they're not even in the Champions League. I mean, neither is Arsenal, but that would be a weird move unless AC Milan was offering him crazy money. This might be just like a position move by his agent to try and get him
trying to get some more money or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
it could be, because it was like his representatives, they were saying, oh yeah, a move to AC Milan would be special, and he already played in Serie A. Arsenal bought him from Sampdoria for, I believe it was 26 mil. So we'll see. But I was like, I was talking to one of my boys that likes Arsenal. He's like, yo, what the fuck, man? He's like, yo, he just got here, yo. Like, this shit is crazy, man.
Nah, it's crazy. And plus, like, how much could they even sell him for,
I mean, I believe he led the team in tackles last year, and he was one of their, like, what I'm saying, better defenders.
Yeah, but like, I mean, they just bought him for a year. They're not gonna get like
a crazy super profit.
They're not gonna get like 60 million for him. So he's obviously needs more developing. They're not gonna do that. That's crazy.
You want to know what another crazy one that supposedly happened? Matt Hummels is going from Bayern, going back to Dortmund.
This is so weird.
So supposedly the deal is going to be for 31.5 million euros. It could go up to 38 with the add-ons. He's a 30-year-old center back. He played, I believe, 6 or 7 years at Dortmund, and then he left to Bayern to get like more money in like, you know what I'm saying, Champions League and all of that shit. And now fucking Bayern brought in Pavard and Lucas Hernandez, and he not gonna get no playing time no more. So he jumps back to Dortmund.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what that's all about. Like, that's so weird.
For him or for the club? Because
both.
For him it's a little weirder, but not really, because he sees the writing on the wall. They brought in two young dudes. Pavard is like 20, 21, and Hernandez is early 20s too, that play his position. You know what I'm saying? He only played, I think, like 20 games last year too. So it's not like he was an everyday pick for Bayern. So he sees the writing on the wall. And Dortmund, you know, they got a lot of young central defenders. You know, they got Ikanji, they got Zagadou, but both those guys are real young. They got Diallo, but other than that, you know, who else they got?
I mean, they have young guys, and Dortmund does need a leader on their team. So Hummels does make. I mean, he's obviously a very seasoned, great player, but I just think it's. I think it's just very weird that he left to go to the rivals, and then now he's just coming right back. Like, wasn't even that long ago. If I was a fan, I don't know how I feel about that.
Right. It's like, would you hold a grudge? Well, if he comes in and he sucks, yeah, he's gonna hear it. But if he comes in and performs, you know, they're gonna love him again.
That's true. I would feel the same way, actually. Definitely.
There you go. But yeah, yo, those are some of the newest transfer rumors out there and all that. We're gonna move on to some other business. Well, we were talking about Neymar. We always talk about him. Like, it seems like he never misses a fucking news cycle, this guy.
Nope.
Apparently, what you said? You said he had 4 open cases against him?
Yeah, he has like 4 open cases, this dude. Like, you know, we all know about the that rape case, obviously, that's been going down with where we, you know that one. Then there was like, because he released like the images and stuff from the text that she sent. Like, so now he's being like charged with like some revenge porn statute in Brazil.
Oh shit!
I don't know if he's being charged, but like there's an investigation going into that, and then he's also wanted for tax fraud, and then like some corruption charges. So actually, the Brazilian authorities froze. They're all 36 properties of Neymar's in Brazil were just frozen now.
If they're like, nah, bro, we freezing all your assets. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing until you come and talk to us.
Yep, that's what's happening.
So we were talking about it. We were saying that Neymar might have to creep into that high podcast starting 11, huh? He's doing a lot of stuff off the field right now.
He's doing a lot. Granted, I do think the rape allegations are just I think they're completely false. I think it's just a money grab or some weird fame grab by this chick. But it's looking like that's gonna be thrown out.
Oh, Colombia just scored, 85th minute.
Wow.
Oh, Duvan Zapata with the header, man. Yo, this dude has been killing it this year. He had the season of his fucking life in Serie A.
That's why I bet more people should want James.
That's why more people should want James. But yo, it's crazy how he always like shows up on these big stages. The reason he got his move to Real Madrid in 2014, whatever, was because of the World Cup, no?
Oh yeah. That monster World Cup.
Like, yeah, he had like 7-8 goals and shit, and Real was like, okay, I guess we'll get him. You know, he only played a little bit for them, but yo, he's doing the same shit right now. He was good on the other night, and he just got the assist for the game winning goal.
Hot mess. He does step up, but he does step it up when he plays for Colombia. That's for sure.
Yeah, we definitely talk about that later. Let me see what else. So we talked about transfers. We talked about Neymar, bitch ass, always in the news, but you know, we might have to start respecting his gangster and shit. Like, yo, he got tax cases. Like, yo, he's basically on the run right now. That's why he wants to go back to Spain, because he settled his shit in Spain, I think, right? So he's good in that country. He's hot in Brazil. He's hot in France. So he's like, yo, I gotta go back to somewhere where I'm not hot.
Yeah, and Barcelona can protect him. He knows he can be protected in Barcelona. So Neymar is fucking crazy, dude.
Yo, speaking of hot people in soccer, Michel Platini was arrested by the French anti-corruption police.
Good. Fuck that guy.
He rightfully so. He deserved it. All of them did.
So happy he got arrested.
Yeah, like this. This was big news. I think yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was big news. Michel Platini was arrested. He was a FIFA president from 2007 to 2015 until he got banned by the FIFA ethics committee for doing shit that he got arrested for today.
Yep. And there you have it.
Matter of fact, yo, I was thinking earlier. I was like, FIFA having a fucking committee to judge people's ethics is so ironic to me. Like seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really? You guys are the worst fucking pieces of shit, and you have an ethics committee? You have no ethics. How can FIFA... Anyway, whatever, man.
Yeah, FIFA's a mess.
Crazy. But, so supposedly he took bribes. He switched his vote for the 2020 World Cup. He was going to vote for the USA, which probably could have swung it in their favor. Instead, he was, he said convinced to vote for Qatar during a lunch meeting with the French president and the Crown Prince of Qatar.
Yep. Why the fuck is the president of France involved in that?
Because, man, it's politics. Yo, it's just the geopolitics shit, bro. It's so crazy how things that make money are intertwined with, you know what I'm saying, with politics. Shit is crazy. Like, you've seen it happen before. You know, shit affects soccer all the time. Like, you know, we have a story later on where two countries is beefing together, and it's like causing tension. It happened in Colombia when the narcos all bought soccer teams. you know what I'm saying? Like, shit is crazy. But so supposedly he went to lunch with the Crown Prince of Qatar and the ex-president Sarkozy, and supposedly he was going to vote for the U.S., but after talking to the Prince of Qatar and basically them giving him some I guess consolations, that they kind of switched his vote. So basically they said that the Qatar group would buy PSG. They would give them shareholds in some big like Qatari sports fund that they have. And they would create the beIN Sports channel to like rival, you know what I'm saying, Sky Sports and all of that shit.
That's fucking crazy.
So he was there. He's like listening to all this, and he's like, yo, vote for us. We'll do all this. And then Sarkozy is right next to him like, yo, this would be really good for France. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're backing them, so I think you should back them too. And then on top of it, he supposedly got a $1 million disloyalty payment from FIFA for switching his vote. Like, yo, these are the worst people in the world, bro. They're stealing money. Payment. Yeah, a disloyalty payment. Do you hear that? Like, are you serious?
That's insane.
Like, for them to have a name for it, they have to do it all the time.
Yeah. And then not to mention, they definitely gave him a suitcase of cash as well to fucking do that. And then they hired his son to run their investment.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So basically
their group.
Right. So that meeting was 10 days before the actual vote. The vote happens, Qatar wins, Qatar gets the World Cup, and then a whole shitstorm ensues. The Qatari guys hire his son to run their sports firm. They bought PSG 10 months later. They did create the beIN Sports channel, you know, and all this shit happened because of that meeting. So now they're just literally tying back all the loose ends and just catching everybody in this like wide scheme to just be corrupt as hell, yo.
Fucking
like,
good.
Yo, like this is why I'm such a conspiracy theorist, because this shit happens, man. You can't trust none of these motherfuckers, yo.
No, this shit's definitely happened. The way the thing about FIFA too, and what's crazy is there needs to be a movie made about this, because
there has to be a movie
the
made
way
about
you
FIFA.
think it would happen is exactly how it is happening. That's the fucking craziest part. Like, it's exactly how you would expect it to happen. People fucking walking into lunch meetings in fancy ass, beautiful places.
Yeah.
And then there's a briefcase being slid over in secret ways. And the guy opens the briefcase, fucking €1 million just in cash in there. That's exactly how this shit works. And that's what's crazy.
It is wild, man. He's definitely gonna do some time, and he's not the only one. So apparently, out of that 24 panel, the 24 like person panel that voted for the World Cup, 16 of them, 16 of 24 have either resigned, been arrested, banned from FIFA, or are currently under an investigation.
That's insane. Wait, how many was that again?
16 of 24.
That is in 16 of
16 of 24 have either had to resign, been banned, arrested right now, or they're about to be arrested, because they getting everybody. And you know white people love to snitch. Like, all of these dudes is going
that's
down.
67% of the people on there.
Everybody, man. It is crazy,
God.
bro. When you sent me that story, I was like, you know what? But at least they're putting it out there. At least like FIFA, like this is giving them a bad face, you know?
It's terrible.
Mm.
The crackdown. Remember that the whole thing that started this whole shit. That crackdown at that hotel in Switzerland, like. It's all been going downhill from there. Everyone's just completely shitting on FIFA now. They're like a punchline, and they don't like it.
Because they print money and they keep it all to themselves, and then they do, shady shit like this, to change the course of, of businesses and all of that shit. It's not right, man.
Yeah,
it's not
crazy.
Right. They definitely deserve to get punished. And I'm saying it's just crazy that, like, just like you said, how we would picture it in a fucking Hollywood movie is exactly how it happened.
It's exactly it. It's going down just like that. Cocktails on the private islands, the secret walkthrough meetings in alleyways in Rome. That's exactly how this shit's going down, dude.
Yo, supposedly that sports group, the Qatari Fund, they're like a sports media advertising TV conglomerate. The total assets of that company is like $7.5 billion.
Yep.
Like, and so this is how they can just buy. The dude was at a meeting and committed to buying PSG and just a handshake deal.
So I'll buy them, and not only that, he committed to buying them and making them a superpower
and making them good again. Yeah, exactly.
Relevant, because that's what matters for Paris.
Just
and that's what
to
he
bring a
did.
World Cup to his country. How
and
much
then on top
money
of that,
do these guys have?
He increased the shares on that investment in that group. Oh man, that's insane. And then they started being.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all stemmed from that. That's crazy. BN's huge right now.
Right now, yeah, of course. And they're a part of that $1 billion conglomerate. You know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
Right before the show, I was trying to research it. You said that now FIFA, like the officials that are left, are holding a meeting to say whether or not they're gonna move the World Cup.
Yeah, apparently there's been a closed door meeting to talk about whether they're going to remove the World Cup from Qatar. So like it's very secretive right now. I think TNT was the one that reported it actually. But yeah, they're apparently deciding to relocate, whether or not they're going to relocate the FIFA World Cup. But there's like a whole shit ton of ramifications that could potentially happen. It's like we don't know what's really going on right now. But apparently the Qatari investment, that Qatari group, or Qatar, they own like 49% of the tournament that's being played this year or in 2020. So like the legal ramifications of changing it, well, they'll get sued. FIFA will get sued if they try to remove it.
Right, exactly. Because just like we said, all of this shit is intertwined. You know what I'm saying? Promises were made, agreements were made, other things were done in order for this World Cup to happen. So now, because niggas is getting caught, they're like, oh, wait, nah, we're going to move it. And the Qatari dudes is like, no, the fuck you ain't.
Yeah, but like the thing is, these promises were made illegally. Like, so
right,
it's null and void.
None of it was above board.
It was fucking illegal, bro. You shouldn't. You guys should not have even been in the conversation legally.
Exactly.
If
right.
We're talking
like
legally,
literally. Right.
Qatar
literally,
had no business even sniffing that conversation.
Like how could you give it to a country that like has like the worst worst like women's rights records, mad homophobic, like they're doing slave labor to build the stadiums, bro. Like people are literally dying.
I read a crazy stat actually about that if we had a minute of silence for every single person slave labor that died in Qatar during all of this, we would the first 44 matches would be silent.
Jesus.
And that's just what we know.
Just to build the stadiums. Like it's in a desert, bro. It's 120 degrees in the summer. Why would you put it there?
Well, they're changing they're having it in the winter time.
They're having it in the winter, yeah, because they were like, people are gonna die. Not only the people on the field, the fans are gonna die. You can't be out there for 4 hours in 120 degrees.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, you're gonna like fuck with all these leagues. Like you're gonna change the whole dynamics of everything just so you can have your vanity project. It like logistically, if you want to throw the human rights shit out the window, because we know FIFA obviously does. Like, just think about the logistics of this shit. Like, it doesn't make sense. And even in the wintertime, it's still fucking hot as hell.
Yeah, but just like you said, they had no business, you know what I'm saying, even being in the conversation anyway. But, palms was greased. They took it away from the U.S., they got it, and now we're going to hold the next one. But if they do move the World Cup from Qatar, where would they do it? Would they do it to the U.S., or would they pick another place and still keep us for 2026?
Yeah, I don't think they would do the U.S. just because Mexico has that. I think it's Canada, U.S., Mexico has the joint 2026 one. So yeah. I don't think they would. They could, but I don't think they would. I don't think they would do that. I think they would either go to UK. I think UK, in my opinion, makes the most sense.
Just because they have the most like Olympic-ready stadiums, right?
They're ready to go, and if you want to spread it out through like Scotland, Wales, and England, that would be to make it like easier between the three countries. They could totally pick up that burden. They have professional-ready stadiums to go. I think it would be fine there. Yeah. Australia would be another interesting one that I've heard thrown around. Because apparently they had a pretty strong bid for the 2022 World Cup that eventually, obviously, they didn't get it, but they would be an interesting one as well because they obviously have very, high-profile, high-quality stadiums and everything that they could probably put on a tournament. So the question is on how short notice can this be done, and I think UK would be your best option for that. Plus, they haven't had the World Cup in 50, 60 years. So, it makes sense.
That would be dope. We'll see, man. Just like you said, this soccer shit is bugged out, man. Matter of fact, another bugged out thing that happened. Did you hear about what happened to the coach from the Montenegro U21 team?
The Montenegro U21 team. What happened to him?
So it was a U21 Euro match, right? That's going on right now too. He refused. It was Montenegro versus Kosovo. and he refused to actually coach the game because Montenegro does not recognize Kosovo as a country.
Yeah, that's crazy. They still don't. Apparently, there's like ongoing talks with them, but yeah, they still don't recognize them, and that's insane. That whole rivalry, like that whole, but tying into the whole theme of this shit,
geopolitical, exactly right. A lot of shit affects things. So basically what happened was they had a game, Kosovo, Bosnia, they all like separated in the whole battle of Yugoslavia and shit. So when Yugoslavia kind of went their separate ways, it was a lot of different countries, and Kosovo is actually one that's not recognized by who is it? I believe it's Montenegro, Serbia,
Serbia,
Bosnia, China, and Russia, right?
Probably, yeah.
So basically, the Kosovo national team can't play matches against those teams because they won't play against a team for a country that they don't even believe in.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me, son. Like, Kosovo is an actual country, right? Like,
I mean, in my opinion, yes.
Yeah.
If you ask a Serbian, I don't know if he would agree with you.
What the fuck world do these people live in, bro? That, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you know what? I don't like the fact that they broke off, so we're not going to recognize them, and we're not going to play. Like, it's actually happened. I think like 3 years ago, Serbia was matched up with Kosovo, and they had to cancel the game because, Serbia wouldn't do it. They're like, we're not playing it, And also, matter of fact, it wasn't just the coach. The coach, and he ended up getting fired. But it was also two players who are Serbian born, and they play for Red Star Belgrade in Serbia. So basically, they got pressure from their club and from the people around them to say you can't play in this game.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. And they're like some young kids that just want to play some fucking football.
They're U20s. Like, this is their time to shine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're on the team. They're good enough to be on the team. And you're going to tell them, no, you know what? Just because of some shit that happened, you know what I'm saying, 10, 20 years ago, you can't play in this game. Like, it's the same thing that happened with
Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit is bugged out. And you actually reminded me of this. It was in the 2016 World Cup, Switzerland versus Serbia.
Yeah.
Bijan Shaqiri, who is actually from Kosovo but had to fled to Switzerland, and Granit Xhaka, who's actually Albanian.
Yeah, they're both ethnic Albanians.
Yeah, right, they're both ethnic Albanians. Their families had to flee Kosovo. They ended up going to Switzerland, and that's why they play for the Swiss national team. But they ended up both scoring, I believe, right, versus Serbia, and they did like some double, they did like some double, hand gestures to represent the Albanian flag.
Yeah. What's hilarious is Lichtsteiner was also getting in on that too.
For real?
Yeah, he was also what's crazy is like they went over to the Serbia side too, and they like were just baiting them, and like, dude, yeah, it was crazy. The amount of probably just anger and just hatred going back and forth there is just, I couldn't even comprehend.
And these, European countries, bro, like, this shit is dangerous out there, man. This Serbia, I believe, they had to play a close game match in the U21s because they was doing Netflix nerves to Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, I mean, they're on some other shit. Like what's crazy is those guys, they literally want to kill them. Like, that's the craziest part.
Bro, there was people like going to Kosovo training matches, and they were chanting "kill, kill, kill the Albanians" at training. Like, just imagine you trying to warm up, get your little stretching in, and somebody's like "kill, kill, kill, kill all Americans." You be like, "Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Can I practice?
Oh no, I got a game to play.
I'm trying to get
spotted by some scouts." and get the fuck out of here.
That shit is crazy, man. But yeah, those just stuff like that shouldn't be happening. Supposedly, at FIFA they always work it out. They switch the games. They make sure that they don't end up you know reversing each other, because it's just a whole bad situation. Matter of fact, speaking of that, I think it was like the other day, Granit Xhaka, he was playing in a charity game, to represent like the 20th year anniversary of Kosovo, getting their independence, and some dude ran on the field and kissed his boots, bro. Like he's like a god. Like,
yeah,
kissed his boots on the field.
Yeah, there was I remember there was a guy I worked with during that. He's from Kosovo, and he loved that they did that. He was so happy that they did that. Like the dude was like talking about it. He had like tears in his eyes when he was like talking about how happy he was that they did that.
Bro, a lot of people was killed, man. Like he probably has family members,
Oh yeah, he was in the war.
He was right there. Yeah, he was there, right? Shit is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think Arsenal wants to sell him, but if they could get a good fee for him, I could see him being sold. He's a nice player, but he's not all that.
Don't tell that to somebody from Kosovo. They'll fight.
No, yeah.
Shout out to Shaqiri and Granit Xhaka.
Yeah,
shout out to Kosovo. You know what I'm saying? Serbia and all those other countries. Y'all are corny for that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Shit happened 20 years ago. Like, just let it go. Play soccer.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Whatever. Let's see what else.
Frank
Lampard's expected to sign for Chelsea.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't think he's ready for that kind of move. But I mean, if they offer it to him, I can't blame him for turning it down.
So he was the manager for Derby County last season. I think he got them to like 5th or 6th place in the championship. He made it to the EFL playoff final, and they lost to Aston Villa, I believe it was. Yeah, it was Villa, right? Yeah,
Villa.
So supposedly when he signs on the dotted line, it's basically confirmed. They're gonna have to give Derby $4 million to take him from them because he's under contract. But it doesn't matter because Juve gave them $5 million for Sarri. So they're like, fuck it, all right, go ahead. But just like you said, is he ready though?
I mean, I guess we'll see, but he obviously knows the game, but he just got into coaching, so like I feel like it's like it just happening so fast. Like I feel like you should have at least done 2 or 3 more seasons before you like see if this guy's ready.
Right, like see if he could win some trophies and shit, with Derby, and then kind of promote. But I mean, with the whole Sarri thing, they kind of had to make a decision now. They didn't want to hire a coach and then maybe lose out on Frank Lampard, who's a club legend.
That's true, and I guess the way Chelsea's probably looking at it too, they've been going the route of coaches with pedigree and trophies. They got. They had Mourinho, they had Conte, they had Sarri. Well, Sarri didn't have trophy. He won his trophy with Chelsea, but Sarri was a very well-respected
coach, yeah.
But, so I guess they're like, you know what, we went that route and we didn't like it, so now let's go a completely different route. Let's hire a club legend, see how it goes.
He'll be great with the fan base, you know what I'm saying? He knows everybody at the club, so they're like, why not?
But if this doesn't work out for Lampard, will this sour his legacy as a Chelsea legend?
Maybe. It's definitely possible. I mean,
guess depends how badly it goes.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. If it's an absolute dumpster fire, then yeah. If they only win 1 trophy in 4 or 5 years, then maybe, they'll at least give him credit for that, because he won trophies as a player. So that has to buy you a little bit of respect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like pretty much anybody that knows the game could coach it, but he actually played the shit at the best level, and he was one of the best ever. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't really shit on the man's name too much. Doesn't matter how many games he lost, you feel me?
Yeah. We'll see.
Speaking of another coach, did you hear that the Barcelona coach, Enrique, he stepped down from the Spain job?
Yeah, that's very interesting. Why did he step down? Why wasn't he? Why wasn't he coaching Barcelona anymore? Was that also because of, quote, personal reasons?
I believe so. Like, apparently something is, happening, and like all the quotes were saying, that it was family first, before, and that he left on good terms with Spain and all of that. But yeah, it's definitely a sign over there, because there is a lot of turnover. There's been a lot of turnover at both of the big La Liga clubs. A lot has happened in Madrid, a lot's happening in Barcelona, and usually those are the two most stable teams in the whole country.
That's right.
That's right. I thought that was a little interesting. Matter of fact, you want to speak of interesting? Did you see my nigga Kelly and Mbappe playing beach and playing soccer in Venice Beach?
Yeah, I saw some videos of him doing some panna, just flicking it around and right there on the beach. What a life.
What up, y'all? So, looks like we ran into some technical difficulties on the podcast again. I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on, because it seems like once we get to like the hour mark, the video it messes up. Like, it has like a short, it's like a part missing, and while I'm trying to edit the videos, it will not let me actually keep playing apart from the previous video. It's some weird shit. I gotta get a different program. I gotta get like some real equipment. But whatever. Fuck y'all getting this for free. Who cares? Anyway, so, the show is at about an hour anyway, so we're just going to cut it off here. We're going to record a show within the next couple of days and all of that. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this abrupt finishing podcast. But, on behalf of me, Eric, and on behalf of my cousin Bijan, thank y'all for listening.
Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it, yo. My bro just came from Dubai, now he wants 4 wives, man, I told him that's madness. Money with the bro do backflips, make sure you keep it all together, elastic. Stretch it, make sure the money do backflips. This one must have came from, if I say then it's gonna be a long thing. What do you mean when I sound like this guy, which guy? I don't even know what they are, let me sip my tea, can't take me for a month, man, I've done this on time, about time, let it clock. Matters, never ended up in McDonald's, and I haven't had a trophy in a long time. What the fuck did I play for the Gunners? Just came back from my matters. See my guys, we don't do hat tricks. My guy put 4 and he come like I shine fresh trim when I step. I don't do no capping. Facts, like I used to run this game. I'm ahead of this game. True say that I lapped it, and I took a trip down to Monaco. Went out to Paris, I feel like I'm. What I was gonna say in black pay. These times I was up in late. Flew down the M1, that's more like Kante. They do threads on Twitter and ranting. Doing the most. True say that money is power, so when you get money, keep quiet and ghost. I remember when I shot my shot, but I didn't have guts, so I hit the post. But next time it's a golden goal. And if bro pulls up in the thing on the EUX local, we bang it on roads. And you know that our brother got options, I never been picky, so I'm grabbing both. Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it, make sure the money do. Stretch it.